And a bing, 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 and we're live. It is the Kent Beck Scrum. Sam and Michael and Chris are here. Welcome, Chris, to your first Scrum. Don't feel you have to say anything, but and you can say things. It's all free and flexible. The main thing that we try and do with the Scrum is we keep it kind of the Scrum portion locked to about 15 minutes. And of course, this is Scrum from the Agile model where we just sort of go around quickly and check in on what people are working on. And I guess I'll go first. So things that I've been working on today are mainly this Elixir pairing that we were just doing with Federico, and we made a bit of progress, but not so much. There was him on Ubuntu getting npm installed and so on. Hopefully we can have some more focused sessions where we do some ping pong pairing going forward, but we're definitely making progress. I also paired with Fred on local support, and we got a pull request in fixing the Google Maps API key issue. Other main thing that I've done is discover that the autograders are broken due to some change on edX, which I'm waiting to hear more about. I've also had this kind of idea about how to expand the Agile Ventures Premium, which is that to sort of say people who are not necessarily interested in developing as developers or upping their technical skills could be sponsoring other developers by buying and paying for the premium or premium plus services, and then we can give that support to a person who couldn't otherwise afford Agile Ventures services. So that's I don't know. I'm kind of taking with that idea today. We will see if it has any legs. I think that's about the size of it for me. Michael, how are things going with you?
I was in the pairing session with Federico. I ended up getting the Elixir app installed on my OS X. And that's about it.
Good show. I note also our the pagination fix is now deployed.
Yes.
On website 1, which is very pleasing. And it's the whole page loads in under 2 seconds now, so that's good.
Which was a banana.
There was a banana that we wanted, and we got that banana. And Chris, how are things going with you?
Good. I just sent out a message to everybody about the project that I'm working on and the charity that I'm working on. Would love to talk to anybody about it, and further there and my understanding of it. It's really new, so I'm excited to talk about it and really kind of like see how much potential it has.
Cool, wonderful. And I think in the interest of making as much time to talk about your thing as possible, I think that's kind of the Scrum, unless there's any other sort of important things that we need to mention in general.
Oh, cool.
And then if not, we'll spend the remaining time maybe talking about Chris's thing, which sounds like a very, very interesting project. Do you just want to tell us a little bit about your background? Did you do the Agile development using Ruby on Rails course, or how did you find out about us?
So I worked in finance for 2 years after graduating from college in 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And then I taught myself to program in finance, and I started pursuing fintech for front-end development.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was an intern there for a little while, and then after that, I decided that I wanted to start my own company where I put people in touch with. It's basically like a charity where prisons in the U.S. are not very helpful in rehabilitating people.
Mm-hmm.
They're more about penalizing people. And what I've noticed is that it doesn't really make people better. It makes them a little worse. And the time spent there, that inmates, the time that inmates spend in prison, is not spent towards like making their lives better for when they get out. It's actually and mostly just about being penalized, and so life continues to to go on around them, and they don't really have the opportunity to, like my brother's in prison for 3 years right now, and it kills me because a little while ago he got a medical bill for like $15,000 or something like that, and it was right before his birthday, and I was just kind of dumbfounded by that because he doesn't have the ability to work and pay off those bills.
Right.
And not only that, but he doesn't have the ability to go and get like a really like a good quality education. And following his prison sentence, he will continue to bear the burden of being like a felon. Right. And so it's very difficult. And I'm not pretending to take on the I don't want to take on the judicial system. I don't want to take on the way that that people have assigned his guilt or anything. What I think is really a good step is to start thinking about educating a labor force that is otherwise kind of helpless in this sense. And and upon release, it's very difficult for a felon to get a job. And what I was thinking is that if they could work remotely, like in prison, then I mean not in prison, but like after prison, it's possible that that like it would take away a lot of the like dangers of being around a felon and allow them to continue to grow and be intellectually stimulated and give back in a positive way. And so for me, finding a way from jail to job and from prisoner to programmer is kind of the focus of this charity that I want to do, and I've seen tremendous amount of progress actually with my brother and a few other inmates. I taught my brother how to play blindfolded chess. I send him books like business books, like Harvard Business Review books, the must-reads, and then and the last ones are kind of like discrete mathematics and programming in Python, because what I want to do next is I want to bring a Raspberry Pi to him in prison, be able to teach him on campus and like teach him how to work within a sandbox so that he doesn't like mess anything up. It's still within the legal ramifications. He doesn't go online or anything. He would just like be able to, and so I've been creating this business model and this business plan for what it is that I want to do. The world is full of no's, and I know that there are tons of things here that in the idea that I want to do that where there are tons of roadblocks. But I really want to focus on from point A to point B and work on helping to lower recidivism rates by educating inmates. And the biggest correlation for success for a recently released inmate is the amount of education that they receive while in prison.
Indeed.
And so in this particular venture, what I'm interested in is creating like a website that sheds light and gives transparency to an otherwise very dark and opaque world. And in doing that, what I want to do is I want to show like the amount of progress that somebody makes, or like creating a track record of success for these people, so that they can point to something when they are released, and they can say like, this is what I've been working on, regardless of whether or not I was in prison. Like I can still give back to society. I can still like do positive things. Absolutely. And so it's yeah. I mean, it's something that's personal to me. It's something that I don't know if it's like going to be, it's still like in the newer phases of what it is as a project. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, that sounds totally wonderful. I was just searching for in the background there because we had someone at Makers Academy who had been doing working with female offenders in the UK and trying to help them get into jobs and so on. I think there wasn't. This was something she did before she came to Makers Academy.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, I like annoyingly don't remember her name, and I'm not remember. There was an organization that she was working for in the UK that was, I think, all about that. I think I might have found it possibly. Well, I'll give you this link. I'll put it actually in the Slack.
Okay.
For the new projects. I mean, one of the things that just coming in and talking about projects is to find other people who are doing related things.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it sounds like a wonderful project that I think we would love to do what we can to support.
Yeah.
And it's like you've got so you've got the company set up and you're turning it into like a non-profit, and I guess, but your particular thing is that you're thinking about education, or I mean, is there? I mean, the whole thing sounds so wonderful. I'm just sort of thinking about. Go on.
It's mostly an idea. It's mostly an idea at this point.
Which is exactly the right place to start.
Yeah.
And I guess what I was going to say there was, so you know something about Agile Ventures. I don't know how much you know how much about what we do, but yeah, we try and put teams of programmers together to work with charities to try and help them build, IT solutions. And so, I mean, you're saying you taught yourself programming. I guess you're looking for, other people who would be interested to work with you in order to help kind of make this process all work and build you the IT components of the system that you're thinking of building.
Absolutely. And I'm still actually new to programming myself, so I want to continue to grow my own programming skills.
Oh, right. Cool. Great.
Yeah. And so I don't pretend to be like a great programmer or anything like that. As a matter of fact, I'm really still pretty new. And I personally don't really want. I do want to personally teach programming. It's just that I am still new to it. So
sure.
Like finding people who are interested in also teaching and things like that would be really interesting to me. So like I'm getting in touch with like a boot camp or like a couple of boot camps to see if they would be interested in lending their services, and
sure.
And so that's and Agile Ventures is just so cool because I it's hard to find somebody who's willing to walk you through the very basics without or not the very basics, but like the basics of starting up. I really like I just really like the Agile Ventures model, and being able to talk to somebody immediately. I think that's really cool. So.
Yeah. Oh well, we're glad that you like it. I'm just interested. Did you do any of the edX course that we're often associated with?
I did not.
Oh, how did you hear about Agile Ventures originally?
I was looking at Columbia Business School, and I saw that Columbia Business School. I think they recommended that you guys were like some of the first people to turn to. Yeah.
Awesome. That's great to hear.
So
what a recommendation. Thank you, Columbia. Much appreciated.
Yeah. How they heard about us.
Say again, Michael?
I said I wonder how they heard about us.
Well, indeed. We'll have to go.
Anyone there.
Yeah, we'll. Well, it's.
Marion did work there.
Oh, okay.
Worked in the library.
Right. That's true. Okay. Interesting. Puneet's just joined us. Puneet, this is Chris. Puneet.
Hi, Puneet. How are you?
Hey.
I'm good. Yeah, I've been a member of Agile Ventures for almost 5 to 6 months, I would say. The productive membership, I would say. Rest of the time, I haven't been contributing much, but yeah, I feel good, very informative to part of Agile Ventures, and especially Sam and Michael. So, much more to it, but I leave at this point now.
Well, yeah, great to have you with us, Puneet. Chris, Puneet is in like UTC +5 or something. yeah, we've kind of got to the end of the scrum there, Puneet. I guess did you have any critical blocks that we might need to look at for you? Everything okay where you are?
Everything's fine. Yeah, nothing blocking at the moment.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've asked Raul to look at your latest pull request. Chris, yeah, Puneet works on the website one, which is our main Agile Venture product. Go on, Michael.
I was just going to ask Chris about. He was saying that he wanted to let the world know. Like, I mean, are you talking about? Would you need like a static website, basically, or like a blog?
So I have a designer right now, and we're kind of working out what it is that we want specifically. I'm still looking for like. It's so far in the early stages. I guess a static static website would be a great place to start. And yeah, that would be a good. I think that would be a good place to start.
Stam and I had put one together a couple months ago for Agile Ventures for a different purpose, but it actually was pretty quick, the whole process. Would you say so?
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, and I think that's something that, in the past I might have said, static sites were a little bit out of our remit, but there is this, well, and actually if we go,
link to it in the
yeah,
site.
this is the one here. So we kind of made a little static site there with different case studies and things, and this is based on the middleman system, which is a lovely piece of Ruby technology that we like. So yeah, that's in principle something that can be put together pretty quickly. Yeah. I mean the thing with if we go to the main Agile Ventures is, I mean, we can ramp up or ramp down support. I mean you can, if you've got a name, like or even just a placeholder name for your projects, you can just click plus here and create it and add it to the list of projects and start adding material.
Oh, wow.
And so on. And I'll very happily, obviously you've announced that in new projects, and I'll actually just go in here and I'll say channel, everyone do check out C's great, this is kind of non-profit idea described above. And we'll see, if we can get more people, interested in just talking about the idea. But we can create a Slack channel for your idea, and then, just brainstorm with whoever, is around and see what we come up with.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh my God, that would be amazing. I'm also looking for and open to the idea of taking on new members and yeah. So
yeah.
In terms of so that's awesome. I really appreciate everything. So.
Yeah, no, well, that's great. Do you have kind of like a placeholder name for your project? Are you thinking of calling it something, or it's still even so early that you haven't got a...
So I have a name. It's called the Mana Holding Company. It's not very good. I do have like a couple of ventures that I wanna start out on, and so no, I don't have one specifically for this. I'm open to suggestions.
Right,
if you know
yeah. Yes, that's a and I guess so. Then let me just ask this question: Are you specifically thinking about kind of technology education for inmates? Is that the angle that you're going on?
Yeah, I am, because this is kind of like I think that this is a new and different way. I don't think anybody is trying to teach IT or technology or programming to inmates, and I think that it will. I think it gives a new. I don't know. It just kind of like gives a new perspective on things. There are a lot of really intelligent people in there, and some of them just get a bad shake at life.
Absolutely.
Go
on, Michael.
I read an article a while ago when they actually posted. There is different art. Someone in Silicon Valley is trying to do
Yeah, I put. There's one here. There's like a guy.
Oh, really?
There's a guy like apparently a guy who's in San Quentin State Prison.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah. But like what? Well, I was just thinking here. You know that we will. You know, we'll find out. I'm sure we'll find other people who've taken angles, done small trials, what have you, and let's collect those together. I was just thinking, as a placeholder thing, could we call it Inside Tech? Because you're learning tech inside. So this is like to give those on the inside a second chance at a technology education, and then let me get
oh my God, this is awesome.
And Michael in there, and I have to do it one at a time. Oh no, I just like C. There we go. Oh, this is Chris Manna. There you go. That's you. And then Michael C. That's you. There we go. And we'll create that channel, and that's here. And then so related activity. So we've got that. That's the one there, and then we'll bring from the new projects we had. Oh yeah, Michael's got a similar story from US Today. This was the one about. This is I think not technology related, but about helping female offenders specifically in the UK. Put that in there. Okay, yeah, and so like we can. There's no, I mean, in some ways, the Slack channel is the key thing. Like getting on the website, we can take our time to do that. But yeah, I mean, Hangouts here, Chris. I'll mention to the people in the new members channel, or the new projects channel, that we've gone there. New projects here. We've created Inside Tech there for discussion of this project. Please join if interested. There we go. Yeah, and so I mean, I should probably. It's getting later where I am. I should probably wrap up. I think this is a really interesting project. I guess, yeah. I don't know how much of our site you've been through. I guess I was just going to draw your attention to sort of the way that we're operating at the moment. If I can just, no, it's mouse gone. Where's it gone? New window, Agile Ventures. So we're what's the word? We're also in the same case of like we're going through the last stages of being approved as a charity in the UK. So Agile Ventures itself is a charity, and we run this kind of. We have like a free. We're sort of a charity startup. So we have this kind of free tier. So like everybody gets access to the Slack and the Scrums, like you're in now, and we basically provide project logistics advice and support. A little bit of what we're doing now, do that ongoing. That's all for free. And then also user experience, UX, HCI reviews of projects and things. That's something I do for all the projects for free. And then there are these other plans for usually for members involved in the projects to get more support from our mentors at different levels. So, for example, that Elixir pair programming session that you stumbled in before, that's Federico. He's a Premium Plus member, and he's paying extra to get really detailed support in Hangouts and so on and so forth. So, our kind of model to make this all sustainable for us is to get people signing up, individual developers signing up for these different kind of plans, and then also we do a lot of volunteer work for charities, but that site that Michael was mentioning, which is now where's that gone? That's the non-profit one. Where like obviously when we do work for a charity that's just based on it being volunteers, there's no fixed deadlines. It's it's done on a kind of interest of the members of the community, but to the extent that people have they want stuff built by a certain deadline, and they have some funds to go towards that, then we can do that too, and make sure things happen to a certain specification. So gotcha. That's if that makes I don't know if you knew all that stuff already. Apologies if you did. Does it makes approximate sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Yeah. So I mean, within that framework, I want to yours sounds like a fantastic project. So I want to try and work out how to give you as much support as possible. Really.
That sounds great.
Cool beans. Cool beans. Any any particular questions I can answer now before I should probably start wrapping up for the day? Nope. Great.
Nope.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll maybe I'll wrap the broadcast up there.